Wayne Dyer has had and continues to have a significant impact on my wealthy life journey. The aspects of understanding myself in relation to the world, the role that money plays in my sense of well-being and worthiness, and the role our beliefs, thoughts, perceptions, and intentions play on the life that we end up creating. I call this the woo-woo stuff, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you the 4 key money lessons that I learned from Wayne. One of the pillars of Wayne's philosophy is all about the scurvy elephant. And Wayne tells the story about how he went back home when he was about 7 to his foster home and shared with his foster mum how he had overheard his teacher describing him as a scurvy elephant. Well, rather perplexed, his foster mum called the school the next day and the principal and asked what this was all about and why Wayne had been called a scurvy elephant. The principal just laughed and said, Wayne always gets these things wrong. The teacher didn't call him a scurvy elephant, he called him a disturbing element. I got to meet Wayne in London in 2004 and got to speak to him and interview him, and I asked him about being a scurvy elephant. And he said a scurvy elephant, that's a term that he's used as long as he can remember. Because they are the sorts of people who have a real sense of who they are and what they're going to be and experience in their life, independent from those good opinions of other people and society. And I'm so grateful that I got to be this disturbing element and to be a scurvy elephant in my own life, because I chose to not follow the herd. I chose to question that model around what money needs to look like and how we bring it in the world, and decided to go and explore this world of asset-generated income. Now, Wayne left his journey on this earth a few months back, and during that time I was doing a radio show on Hay House Radio, a series of shows, and I was very fortunate to be doing the very first show on Hay House after the weekend that Wayne died. And so instead of continuing with the pre-planned content that I was going to do, I chose to just open up the lines to callers to share what Wayne had meant to them and what they had learned from him. And I also spent a little bit of time thinking about some of the real powerful money lessons that I had got from being with Wayne, from learning from him and reading his books. And I thought it would be great that you will really benefit from these key 4 lessons, money lessons that I learned from Wayne. On money, Wayne said the following: money is neither God nor devil, but a form of energy like love or fear. It can serve you or bind you, depending on how you manage it. By clarifying your goals and using your gifts, you can make great money doing what you enjoy while serving the highest calling of your soul. Using money wisely and well, you sharing your material and spiritual wealth with the world. This is what money is about. So here are the 4 money lessons that I learned from Wayne. The first is money and our relationship to the world. In the context of personal growth, money is more than just a means of exchange or ready cash. Although most of us have experienced periods of financial scarcity, our relationship to money actually reflects our relationship to energy and service and spirit, and our ability to function in society, our openness to receiving and abundance. It's about this reality check. Our money mirrors our quality of our interaction with other people and our ability to receive and to give. Money represents survival, scarcity, security, certainty, family, and livelihood. You see, it's way more complex than just creating your income statement or balancing your checkbook. It's interwoven into all these aspects. Now, on money as a foundation to spiritual life, Wayne said the following: if spiritual life begins on the ground, money is the thing that forms the foundation on which to build it. Now, Shivapuri Baba, an Indian yogi who walked around the world on a pilgrimage when he was nearly 120 years old, was once asked about the best way to begin a spiritual life. And he advised, first build a foundation, manage your money. You see, he had focused time on building up some assets in his life in the form of gems. And having these in his life allowed him, by managing them really well, enabled these gems to serve him and support him in then his spiritual mission. Without these, he would never have been able to start that journey and never be able to have the input and the resources he needed to go on and experience that next level of actualization. There's a wonderful phrase that, that without money, the Good Samaritan would have just been another wishful thinker. So Wayne, and on the subject of money and everyday life, most of us have money concerns at one time or another, or one kind of another. Striving to make money or to make do with what we have, learning to live simply and comfortably and spiritually, and reconciling this. Poor people are forced to think about money a lot in relation to food and shelter, substance, just survival. Rich people also think about money a lot, but maybe it's in relation to status or travel or freedom or influence or fear about losing it and other options. But managing your money does not depend on becoming wealthy or having a whole lot of money. And it's got no relationship to poverty. Rather, it's about creating stability and sufficiency. It's about a balanced flow of monetary energy through our life. I speak about money flows and how this is the essence of creating wealthy life in other videos, so go and check that out. This kind of money management liberates you from survival issues so that money concerns no longer occupy your mind and monopolize your attention and energy. When money flows in, you spend it in a matter-of-fact way, in a structured way, knowing that how you're divvying it up, following that wealth pie recipe, it's meeting your needs now in the short term and in your financial well-being. You pay your bills gratefully, knowing that it's in exchange for something that you really value, and knowing that that money is now going to other people who in turn can serve the world. And this frees you up, free from cycle of scarcity, from getting your attention, allowing it to ascend to experience and wealthy living. This is what a wealthy life is all about. Weighing on money and being worthy. We must honor our worthiness in order to receive what we want. In our society, we are conditioned to believe that we're not worthy, and that it's even selfish to want to be able to bring the things into our lives that we really desire. We shouldn't want things, that we should be satisfied with actually no thing. Furthermore, we don't deserve what we really want to have, because somehow we're bad or we're insufficient or not enough, or somebody else has convinced us that we're not worthy. Feeling unworthy is like putting a huge obstacle into the God force, into the life force which is everywhere, a huge obstacle in your wealth flow. This force is unlimited. It is always moving. It is always flowing. The ancient Hawaiians, the kahunas, those of the big balls, used the metaphor of the flow like a river flowing through our lives. So when you put a big obstacle, your feelings of unworthiness, into the front of this flowing stream, it is not like that river suddenly stops flowing, that divine force doesn't just halt and progress because of your unworthiness. It just flows to someplace else. That is exactly what happens when you decide that you really want to bring wealth into your life and create it, but simultaneously you're sending out the message that you're not worthy of it, that you're not good enough, that you're bad somehow or a sinner, or you feel guilty about having. This force will not flow to you. It just doesn't work that way. And it just doesn't go to a place where it doesn't feel it's deserved. And this is the greatest challenge of unworthiness. Now, there's a universal intelligence that you might call God, the universe, the soul, spirit, or consciousness. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it is everywhere and it's in all things. And what we have to do is to figure out of how to reconnect to the source rather than seeing ourselves as separate from it. Almost all of our conditioning has told us that we can't have what we truly want. We believe that we can't attract to ourselves that which our heart really desires because we think we're separate from the source, separate from the universe. And this disconnection is what creates that scarcity and doesn't allow ourselves to receive fully. The greatest feat in your wealthy life journey is to be able to fully separate your sense of self-worth from money. There is nothing you need to do or say or be to be worthy. You just are. There is no amount of money or things that you can have to make you worthy, nor is there any amount of contribution or the things that you need to give to make yourself worthy. There is no correlation between money and self-worth, but we don't get it. You see, your net worth will never come anywhere close to your worthiness, but we need to recognize that that intrinsic worth is within us and has no correlation to the external sides of materialism. And when we're able to do that, we're able to increase both. It's our attachment and our latching those things together that actually inhibits both our self-worth and our net worth. And this is ultimately the journey you're doing. And so I'd love to know in the comments below this video, of those lessons that I got from Wayne, which of them really resonate for you? Which lesson are you going to start applying in your life and bring in to explore how you can use that to experience more wealth in your life? And if you're watching this video anywhere other than over at thewealthchef.com, head on over there, because that's where all the juicy, wealthy conversation is happening. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, do so that you get notified as soon as another great episode comes available for you. And until you do, really keep exploring and bringing in both the woo-woo and the practical side in your money life, because we need both of these aspects to really create this rich, juicy life that you know you deserve.